is about the way the dead was treated, especially those of those considered real royal blood. Some fascinating stuff, you know, how the entrance of the tombs were designed and the paintings that was on the walls. And what I found is that wearing hair pieces were not just by the ladies, it were both men and women. And they had the hair braided, man, right? All the Ramses tomb was something very, very fascinating. The thing is, I'm not going to well, maybe I should attempt to read a couple of these because the pronunciation is going to have me. It is going to have me. And I just want you to see, to hear a little bit about Queen Iris. So this is page 10. I'm reading from page 10, right? And it says, Queen Isis, the mother of Horus and sister wife of Osiris, here is portrayed with a hieroglyphic of her name on her head. The hieroglyphic of her name on her head. I'm wondering, is that a tattoo? Is that a tattoo? I don't know. All the makeup and so has been there for quite a while because we're talking about the 18th dynasty, kind of from 1340 to 1314 kind of era. Right, so let me just read a little bit. Please excuse the pronunciations. All right, I'm just going to give have a go at it. The tomb of Horemheb, king of Egypt from 1340 to 1314, and the last pharaoh of the, oh Lord, I forget my Roman numerals, was that the 18th dynasty, did not have blue blood. He came from a family of provincial governors, and he himself was the head of archers under the Amon-Ophis the fourth, who was a great friend of his. Once he became a general, he took the place of the Ol-I, denied the ancient Antonian religion, and cancelled the name of his predecessor, Tutankhamun, to replace it with his own. One of his most brilliant diplomatic feats was the peace stipulated with the king of the Hittites of Mosellai II. Right from the moment it was discovered, it was generally believed that the tomb of the Horemheb, was to be found in the desert near Memphis. It was the English archaeologist Edward Ayrton who found the general's name written in the hieratic writing on an old tablet relating to inspections of the royal tombs in the valley. Once it was discovered, the tomb of Horemheb disappeared to be the link between the previous tombs and the simpler ones of the 18th dynasty and the more important ones which were to follow. In fact, the corridor no longer curves at a right angle, but after a slight initial deviations it proceeds practically in a straight line as far as the sarcophagus. Oh Lord, the sarcophagus room. When discovered, the painted bas-reliefs illustrating the usual scenes of the funeral objects dazzled archaeologists with perfect, bright, luminous colors as if they had just been completed. Right, so here are the colors of the tombs. Here are the colors. So in some countries like Jamaica and so, they build these elaborate tombs to tell a story, They tell a story. I remember once we wanted to do like a story time, like Caribbean folklore story time. We wanted to do a folklore in the cemetery itself and telling the stories of the people in the cemetery, right? Traditionally in Grenada, the tombs are usually in white and black, and they would bear the person's name, the date of birth, and the age also. Even though they put the date of birth, they put the age and the date of death. not date of burial or anything like that. That's all you usually find on the tombstones in Grenada. But in Jamaica, man, they build these elaborate, absolutely elaborate coffins. And it's ironic, huh? That the kind of care and the respect that some Jamaicans have for the dead, it goes to show that if that's how they treat their dead, how would they treat humanity, their own people? And I like that about the Jamaicans. Also in Carriacou, that's the island of Grenada. And in Karakuman, when someone passes on and join the righteous ancestors, it's a major loss to the community that is felt for like a year long. They would mourn that person's death, you know. And then after a year, I think they would come back to the island. Most persons who are overseas, or even the family themselves that are living there, they come back to the island, and that's where they would place what they call the tombstone. I'm not too sure what's the reason for the time, right? If it's just purely economics or if it's a cultural thing or a tradition where maybe that's when the spirit has fully crossed over to the other side, to the righteous ancestors, right? I'm not too sure what it is, but the tombstone, man, the building of that tombstone is a big celebration of that person's life, is a big to do. That's something you should try and follow on if you can get yourself to Carriacou, where they have the tombstone. That is something that is just spectacular. It's more than just spectacular. It's out of this world. It's sacred. It's just try and make it to Carriacou and experience tombstone. Lots of food, lots of people, lots of love, lots of togetherness. So it's just amazing. I also found out Amon, King Amon was in here. King Amon. I said, why I'm smiling at Amon? Amon is supposed to be my son's name, But we black people, we just make one child and that's it. That's it. We're not making any others. And that's why our race is quickly depleting. Because we stop making children. It's like a crime to make more than one child. But well, I fell into that trap. But I'm from a family with lots and lots and lots and lots of children, so I regret not starting early. But yeah, so Amon would be a thing of the past, but it's nice to meet up the name Amon here, even though I rambled on. So here we go. This is the Valley of the Kings and the Queens. Again, I do apologize for messing up the pronunciations.